All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a huge operational risk that, honestly, most companies just aren't seeing. It has the power to mess with your operations, your compliance, and yeah, your bottom line.
So let me just ask you this. Where do you think your biggest hidden risk is hiding? Your supply chain, maybe cybersecurity, financial controls? Of course, those are all super important. But what if I told you the answer is literally right under your own roof?
Yeah, it could be hiding in plain sight in the group that manages your most critical physical assets, your buildings. We're talking about facilities management, or FM, and frankly, it's facing a crisis that needs your strategic attention, like yesterday.
So here's what we're going to cover in the next few minutes. We'll look at how big this risk really is, what's causing this capability gap, why the usual fix of just outsourcing everything doesn't work, the real return to get from investing smartly, and why this is a major strategic choice you have to make. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, so first up, let's just get our heads around the scale of this workforce problem. This isn't just a small staffing headache, it's a massive industry-wide deficit.
Check this out. A 2024 report from JLL fired off a major warning shot. It found that a whopping 43% of facilities management teams are understaffed right now. Think about that. Almost half the teams out there keeping your lights on and your operations running, they're already stretched to the breaking point. That risk of failure goes up every single day. And it's not getting better, it's actually getting worse. The International Facility Management Association, or IFMA, is projecting that pretty soon, more than half of all the open jobs in this field could just go unfilled. So here's the kicker. This isn't just about finding people for today's empty spots. It's a crisis that's building on itself, threatening the stability of your operations tomorrow.
So what's going on here? What's driving this? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a perfect storm of huge forces all converging to create this massive capability gap.
You've got these three huge shifts all hitting at the same time. First, you've got this whole generation of skilled, experienced pros who are all retiring, taking decades of knowledge with them. Second, our buildings aren't just brick and mortar anymore. They're becoming these complex digital hubs full of AI and IoT, demanding totally new tech skills. And third, ESG compliance is now a massive deal, turning building performance into a board-level issue.
And this right here, this is the absolute heart of the issue. This isn't a simple talent shortage. It's a deep structural mismatch. The skills that the workforce has just aren't the skills that modern smart buildings need. The job itself has completely changed from the ground up. And if you want proof, just look at the data from IFMA on AI skills. It's pretty staggering. 28%, almost a third, have zero clue about how AI can be used in their field. Another 35%, they've only got a fuzzy, basic idea. We're asking people to manage smart buildings when the vast majority of them don't really understand the core tech running the show.
So, what's the typical corporate playbook for this kind of problem? It's simple. Just outsource it, right? Well, as we're about to see, that whole strategy is deeply flawed.
And yeah, the numbers back this up. It's the go-to move for most companies. Over 61% of the entire global FM market is outsourced. It just seems like the easiest way to make the problem go away.
But here is the giant, glaring flaw in that logic. Outsourcing doesn't solve a market-wide skill shortage. It just shifts it. It basically pushes the problem onto someone else's payroll. But that someone else, your service provider, is fishing from the exact same dried-up talent pool as you are. You can't just buy your way out of a structural skills crisis.
Okay, so if just outsourcing the problem is a dead end, what's the right move? It's about a total mindset shift. Stop thinking of this as just another cost to cut and start seeing it for what it is, a high-return, strategic investment in your own people.
So what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, let's take a look at a great case study from JLL. They were staring down this exact same challenge, but instead of trying to hire their way out of it, they decided to build the talent they needed from the inside.
So what they did was team up with IFMA to roll out this industry-standard FMP credential to their people all over the world. And this wasn't some small pilot program. We're talking about training over 1,700 professionals in just a 2-year window. This was a massive, all-in commitment to upskilling their workforce.
And the payoff? Well, it was huge and totally measurable. They saw a 14% jump in employee retention for the folks who got certified, and their promotion rate went up too. That's not just a feel-good story. That is a hard, bottom-line return on investment. It proves that building up your talent is an incredibly powerful business strategy.
Which brings us to the big choice. the one every organization and every leader is facing right now. In this new world, how are you going to view your facilities management team?
At the end of the day, it really boils down to two very different paths. On one side, you have passive procurement. Just treating FM like a commodity you buy off a shelf. And what does that get you? High and growing risk and a capability that's just falling further behind. On the other side, strategic investment. You treat your team like the critical asset they are. You mitigate risk, you build a workforce that's ready for the future, and you actually create a real competitive advantage. The choice you make here will define your operational resilience.
So let's leave it with this final thought. This massive shift in facilities management, it's not on the horizon, it's happening right now. The gap between the skills your team has and the skills your business needs is getting wider every single day. So the question you have to ask yourself isn't if you need to address this. The real question is, how far are you willing to let your company fall behind before you finally decide to close that gap?